Level Mindset Intensive Day 1. And let's just go ahead and get started and just dive on in so I won't, labor the time on that we're able to talk tonight. So tonight I wanted to, when I thought about the Next Level Mindset Intensive, first and foremost, I know that as we all are preparing for next year, people are already kind of thinking about their goals, or you may be at a place where you know that you have something that you need to be doing, you have some type of desire, but you're kind of thinking about, okay, what is my next step? I have some things in mind. I know what it is that I within me that God may have placed inside of me, or you want to kind of work things in with your family or personal, that you want to kind of go to that next level. So this was kind of the purpose of the workshop on today, is going to that next level. What is that Next Level Mindset Intensive? So let me just do a formal introduction for those who don't know me or those who I haven't talked with personally. I am Dr. Michelle Harris. I prefer to be called Michelle. So I have been in the field now for about, I say 15 years. When I say field, I mean mental health. I've also am a minister as well. And partially of why I started my agency was, one thing that I noticed was that I dealt a lot of things where people came in, it was like a revolving door. And my passion as far as working with women was not able to be implemented as much. And I wanted to be able to have a place, as you all see, if you all have known about me, writing my book, Healing from Invisible Wounds, and I can share a little bit about my story as you get to know me. But what I notice is that there is not sometimes a safe place for people to be able to release. They may not be saying, okay, I have a diagnosis of major depression, or I'm dealing with bipolar, or, some type of diagnosis per se, but you're dealing with real things. And people that oftentimes maybe dealing with real things, or, that we love God, but we have stuff that we go through, or we know that we have things, we want to go deeper in God, and we want to be able to have that renewal, but we had at times when our faith has gotten kind of shaky, and we need kind of that push. And I wanted to be able to have a place where people and women, professional Christian women, are able to have a place to release, to be able to release that weight. And a lot of times that I've noticed, even in our faith, Christian faith, is that we're not really living our lives to the fullest, and a lot of things, we declare things, we're going to name it and claim it, but are we really living it? And so I wanted to have a place where people can release that weight, move forward. I love to be able to see people walk on their purpose. And what I noticed is that we have desires. And one thing, if anything, that you all take from this whole thing of what I'm going to do and what I'm going to talk about is, number one, each of you have a purpose and a plan. And my mission is to help pull those things out of you, to help push you, to help tell you, and let you know that we all have something. We all have a gift. We all have something that we need to be doing. If we did not have a gift, then why were we born? What was your purpose? You all were created with a purpose and a plan that God has designed for you. And it's up to you to fulfill that, whatever it is that God has. And it may not be something on a big scale. And it may be something wherein it just be something within your family. But you all have something here. And one thing I always tell people all the time is that we all were created with a special design. You will not be like me. Your gift is not like me. Your gift is different from Valerie's. Your gift is different from Kia's. Everyone has a different gift. And the thing about it is, what are you doing to work your gift? What is it that you're doing to work your passion? So my purpose and my mission is to help to have that place, to have that release, and to push and propel you to whatever goal it is that you have for yourself, to pull that out of you and to work that gift. So when I thought about putting together the Next Level Mindset Intensive, I said I want to do something before the new year, because the new year, a lot of times people set their resolutions and they're saying what they're going to do. So this is kind of putting you in the mindset of planning for what is next. So if you have any questions, any thoughts, feel free to write them in the comments. I'll be able to ask as many as I can during this time that we're together. But on tonight, I wanted to bring out, first of all, and I had a great talk with my coach, one of my coaches that I have. And I said, you are all up in what I'm going to talk about tonight. And first and foremost, you all have goals. If you all can write in the comments, tell me what are some goals that you all may have, if you all are able to write in the comments. What are some of the goals that you have? What is it, whether it be professional, whether it be spiritual, what are some of the goals that you have? If anybody's able to write any. Anybody? Okay. I want to share their goals. Okay. Okay, well, you're thinking about your goals. For example, I had a goal of working my business. Whenever you think about working your goal or going to the next level, remember this of anything else. Number 2 that you take away is that it's not about doing and working your goals, it's about being. When I talk about being is, I could not wait until I was a business owner to say, I'm going to work my business. I had to take on the mindset of a business owner, and then I was able to do. For example, if you have a goal that you would like to achieve, for example, I want to lose weight. I'm going to keep it simple. You can't wait until you lose weight and say, okay, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. You have to take on the mindset, because when you think about next level, it's not to the point wherein you get to that level. You want to be able to maintain at that level as well. You think about people that may have hit the lottery and their mindset is not right financially. How is it that people have all this money, they hit the lottery, and then they lose it within a year? It's because their mindset was not there to be able to maintain at that level. So my encouragement on today for you all on tonight is, when you start thinking about your goals, when you start thinking about your aspirations, when you start thinking about, okay, what is next level for me? First and foremost, I got to be. If I want to be a better wife, I got to be that. And then once I have in my mind that I'm already a better wife, I'm going to walk accordingly. If I say that I want to have a better job, I already got to envision and be already in that position, because that's going to cause me to do the necessary steps. So that only do I get there, but I maintain at that level. If I say that I want to have a better financial, sustainability for my family, I want to be able to have, more financially, I want to be able to save more, I got to already be in the mindset and be, and that's what's going to cause me to do. So you can go through every exercise that I have. And one thing, I love vision board parties. I love them. I love them. I love them. But even when you have your vision, you have to already have your mindset there to work your goals. So someone said that they want to establish a successful coaching practice. Okay, so when I say that I want to have a successful coaching practice, what does that success look like for me? When I say, Valerie said that she wants to be able to help others and be all that God designed them to be. What is it that I am doing within myself now that I'm already preparing myself? Like Miss Tam said, that she wants to be an international speaker. How is it that I should already have my mindset that I'm already an international speaker? I'm already having books. I'm already learning different languages. I'm already learning different cultures because I already have my mindset ready to work on that level. So if I don't have my mindset already there, then I'm not going to get there. So I have to be able to already be working it, having my mind there and being, because everything else is going to fall into place. Everything else is going to come into fruition because my mind is already there. And Valerie said, calling those things that be not as though they were. Sure. When I wake up in the morning, and I'm going to tell you sometimes, y'all, and the thing about it is that what I had to learn, even with me trying to work this business, even with me trying to work these things, I had to check myself. I had to do a constant check. And one thing that I had to learn within myself was that, number one, if I say a person, I want to be able to teach people about self-care, taking care of themselves. I want to be able to teach people to go to the next level. Well, I never push myself to the next level. I can't tell you something and I'm not being it myself. I'm trying to tell you to be a motivator to go and get there when I didn't have to push myself. You have to be able to be living what it is that you already desire. So working it and going there. And like you said, calling those things out, I have to already be there. But there are 4, and I came up with 5, just thinking on today, that kind of keeps us from really, really getting there and pushing towards our destiny. And I want you all to kind of think about these things as well, because there's going to be some things that's going to have to be released. There's going to have to be some things that's going to have to be held on to with all your might. There's going to have to be some things that you're going to have to start shifting within yourself first to be able to get there. But there are 5 obstacles on tonight that I would like to talk about. And some roadblocks that kind of hinders us is having the American dream in society. And when I think about society, I'm talking about the thing of we have to have it all, that the material things is what's needed. And one thing that I even noticed within myself when I was trying to work, and you think about, okay, what we're preparing for, and I talk about next level. I could say all day, push, go here, go there, work this goal, have this plan, go here, work this, go here. Okay, you can have all of that, but not have happiness. You can have all that and not take care of yourself physically. I have been at a point wherein I have been trying to do so much and I can't even enjoy it because I'm so stressed out. And I can't even enjoy the fruits of my labor because I'm too worried about, okay, how I'm going to pay for this, how I'm going to pay for that, how all the balance was off. I was not taking care of myself physically, not taking care of myself emotionally. So you're stressed out, you're crying. So society will have you to think that, okay, we got to have this, that you have the money, the cars, the finances, everything is going to come together. Well, you also see the same people that have the money, the cars, but they're killing themselves. Or you see people, wherever you see your friends on Facebook, it seems like they're living their best life. Society will tell you living your best life is going on vacations, that living your best life is going to, you be able to go to the Bahamas, and you're seeing all these pictures on Facebook, and you're seeing all these things on the internet. Society will tell you this. And this has been sometimes our roadblock, because we feel like we need to have ourselves at a certain level of success. But success is not measured by what you have physically. It's about being complete, because you have people that are in countries that don't even know what internet is, and they're living their life to the fullest. They don't even have access to a cell phone, but they have happiness. So society sometimes is a roadblock in telling us to have the degree, to work for everything. And then that gives us the unnecessary stress and unnecessary peace that we do not have within ourselves. So sometimes society can be a roadblock. The second roadblock can be our religious culture. And I'm going to explain. You hear the sayings, just pray about it. Girl, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Just pray about it. You'll be all right. I mean, why are you worried about that? Or you're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to have all the faith. You don't have any time to be weak. You're a Christian. We love the Lord. You're supposed to wake up, be thankful. You're not supposed to have times you're supposed to be weak. We're supposed to have it together. We're supposed to be able to pray about it, let it go. You think about the times we're in, you may have felt some things you may have been dealing with mentally. Hi, Rhoda, I'm glad you were able to make it. You know, you think about times when you have felt weak or dealing with wounds. People can go to church and pray about diabetes, cancer, but how about when I'm depressed? How about when I'm dealing with struggles that are hitting things? Where is it that I'm able to release? So that in turn keeps me from being able to have true healing, because I'm not able to fully release. And that can lead to sometimes feeling disconnected from God, sometimes suffering in silence. A lot of times people are dealing with hidden wounds that they feel like they cannot really release because it's not a safe place. And then sometimes we have times when we have prayed to God and we feel like, okay, God, do you hear me? Now, it's been times when I prayed and I'm like, God, I know I prayed this 3 days in a row. And then sometimes I'm praying and I'm praying hard and I'm trying to call down the heaven. I'm doing them hard prayers now, because one thing about me, I'm a prayer warrior. And sometimes my faith has gotten a little shaky. And okay, God, like, how is this going to work? And then when my faith starts wavering, it makes me not want to work as hard because I feel like it's not really going to work. Or I'm trying to question God, okay, where to go, what is next? And I've been praying for the next move. And sometimes that time we're in, he has me in silence, that I feel like, God, where is it? Where is it, God? Where is it? What's next? So sometimes dealing with our faith, our relationship with God, our things can kind of sometimes be a roadblock, because we're having our faith tested sometimes, or we may be dealing with things and things may have happened. And so it's kind of holding me back for really wanting to move forward, because I know they say faith without works is dead, and I don't want to move outside the will of God. So what is my will for God? What is it, God, that you want me to do? You're having these questions that you're asking God, and you're trying to move forward. You're trying to figure out. So that can sometimes be a roadblock, because I want to move forward, but I want to kind of see where to kind of go from here. Okay, so think about roadblock number 3, family. You think about some of the things of what goes on in the house stays in the house. What are some things you've been taught about money? What are some things you have been taught about as a child of what's a woman's role in the family? What were some things that you were taught about that you need to be strong? You know, you need to go to school. You need to have this. You need to have this, that, and the third. Think about some of those family values that you were taught. Save money, you know, just work a job. You know, don't, you know, you say that you want to work, you know, work these things, but you need to have a job that has a 401k. What you're talking about owning a business, you know, those types of things. Like, what is it that you were taught within your family that has kind of been a roadblock for you, or things that may have been done to you within your family where you may not feel like you're fulfilling certain roles, or you were trying to, you know, go to college and do that thing that your mom, your dad had wanted you to do, or you may have been the first one out of your family to go to college. So now you feel like, okay, I want to pursue my dream, but I felt like I needed to go in what my family has called, you know, has pushed on me to do. What has been the roles? What is it as my role as a wife? What is it as my role as a single woman? You know, am I supposed to be a go-getter? Am I supposed to be independent? I just say for me, I was taught to not depend on a man. I was taught that, you know, you make your money. You don't. And my mom, she's married. She's been married to my dad for 40 over 40 years. But what I was taught was, you get your money. You do not depend on a man. You save your money. You work a 9 to 5. Okay, well, if you say you're going to work a 9 to 5, you're going to step out on faith. Okay, well, you might need to step out on faith, but you need to make sure you're able to pay your bills. So what was ingrained in me, and me trying to step out and really work on what I wanted to work on for my business, what I felt for my passion, or what I wanted to do, a lot of the hindrance for me was what I was taught. You know, to save money, to not really, you know, go out and do anything. You don't do anything really outside of traditional saving your money, getting a nice house, get a car, and you do not depend on a man. That's what I was taught. So as my role, or even with me trying to be in a relationship, it was hard for me to really allow people to help me because I was taught to be so independent. I was taught to not use a support system. I was taught, you know, you cry, you get your tears out, and you just keep it pushing. And that sometimes can be a hindrance for you. Okay, and then the fourth roadblock is, what about your friends? Listen. What about those friends? Who do you have in your circle? Who do you have in your ear? Giovanni said that she was taught as well to take care of herself and be independent. Yes, yes. And that sometimes is what we're taught. We're taught to be independent, take care of yourself, do your thing, work your thing, you know, and sometimes that can have you to a point where, and you isolate yourself. You know, you're isolating yourself. You're not really able to seek out for help. You feel like you have to be able to have it together before you move forward, before you really ask for help and allow your support to really help you. And the fourth thing I talk about is, I said, what about your friends? What about those friends? Those friends, who is it that you have in your circle? And I'm going to expand on this. Think about your daily conversations. You want to go to the next level. I had someone to talk about that they want to be whatever it is that God has designed them to be. People want to be an international speaker. Tam, you already own it. You're going to be that international speaker. But who is it that you have in your circle? Who is it? What's your daily conversation like? Are you talking with people that are pushing you to your next level? Are you talking with people that's going to help push you or hinder you to the next level? For example, I have people that I know certain things. I have business-wise. I knew that I had to sit myself around the table with people that have a business mindset. And that was not with people that I grew up with when I was younger. Now, not saying that I'm going to leave those friends, but I knew that I had to expand my circle. And we often tend to talk to people, get with people, network with people that are like us. But I encourage you to expand your circle, expand your network. If you're saying that, okay, what Sister talked about, I want to be an international speaker, start making connections with people that are going to expand your mind. Start taking those connections with people that are going to help push you to that next level. I had to expand my network to people who don't look like me. I had to expand my network with people that I know that are already there, and I can sit at the table and eat, and eat at the table and network and people that's going to help push my mind and expand my mindset. One thing that I learned is if you are at the table and you are the person that's always pushing, you need to start shifting tables. You need to be able to be at a table with somebody that's going to help push you and pull some things out of you as well. Not saying that you're going to be at a point wherein you're going to have people that you're going to pour into, but you also need to be able to have people that's going to help pull some things and pull things out of you. Tam says, I network with those who are doing better than me. Yes, yes. You want to be with people that are where you are trying to go. Not saying that, that they're going to, take you off and get some people. Now, when I say this, every connection is not a good connection. Let me put that out there too. Every connection is not a good connection. Having to develop things and develop your network is not always to have just a connection, but okay, I know them. Because what I realized is that in my time, that every connection is not a connection for me that's going to push me. Just because they are there does not mean I need to connect. So every connection does not need to be a connection that you need to make. You need to be very prayerful and strategic about those connections that you make. And when you have people that truly support you, and I'm so thankful to have true supporters. And as Kia talked about, to have people that will check on you and truly support you, you want to be able to have people that are in your network that's going to truly support you. I need to be able to have people. I have separate networks. I have business networks. I have spiritual networks. People that I know that I can send a prayer through, and I can know that I can be truly vulnerable with and be able to truly release. You need to be able to have that space. And one said, how do I expand your circle? I have trust issues and I'm trying so hard to trust again. Okay. One thing that I encourage you, Giovanni, if you have a point wherein you have trust issues, one thing that I encourage you to do, first and foremost, is to work through a healing and forgiveness on the people who have caused that mistrust. And one thing that I would encourage you to do is, if there are any meetups in your circle, in your area, because I know that meetups is across the U.S., wherein you can connect with people that may be in the same interest. I have some within various interest groups that I do have. You can go there and then just go out and meet, chat for coffee. And one thing that I learned is, a lot of times when that trust has been broken, you have a hard time maybe developing that connection, but allow yourself to have, I would say, surface level connections first. And don't feel like you have to be able to have a connection now wherein you're going to be open and you're going to talk, you're going to have this time, you're going to have this connection. Develop things within stages. And one thing that I learned is that even though that you may have been hurt, and I don't know what type of hurt that you have been in, it's always good to have a connection, of one person, a group of people that's going to be supportive to you. It's always good to have somebody that you can really trust and be that person is going to support you and that you can be truly open with. So as far as with expanding your circle, that is just one way. And then we can talk a little bit. I can send you a little bit of things more individually. But that is one way, if you are having trust issues, to begin to start things on a surface level, to start getting out, and not necessarily wherein you're having to develop all of, a close network relationship, but begin developing a conversation, a friendship first on that level before it goes to try to go any deeper. And kids say, yes, there are levels to friendships. And Tam said, sometimes I'm snub, but I chalk it up and keep it pushing. Yes, definitely. It's always good to have boundaries. And I can talk a little bit more about that, but it's always good to have boundaries. Okay, so the last roadblock, and I hope I answer your question, Giovanni. Just let me know if I did or did not, if you have any questions with that. Okay, so now the last roadblock, y'all, this right here is the number one, like out of all the ones that I've said, this is the number one. Are y'all ready? It is you. You are your number one roadblock. How do you say that, Michelle? Now you done talked about your family, you done talked about all this stuff. You. What is your mindset? Anybody can throw all these things at you, but what is it that you tell yourself? What is your inner conversation? Are you telling yourself, I'm going to make it? Or are you telling yourself, this is not going to work? Are you telling yourself, okay, my family may have thought this, but I am going to continually work it? What is it that you are doing? Are you going to hold yourself up, or are you going to keep on pushing? Are you going to continue to hold yourself back, or are you going to continue pushing? I had a conversation, and I know my friend is on here today, but I'm going to call you out. She called me this morning, and I'm not going to say your name. I'm keeping it anonymous. She called me this morning. She's about to start a coaching program. She's going to the next level, y'all. So excited. Yes, she's going to the next level. And one thing she said to me was like, well, I'm ready to go to the next level, but I don't know how to get there. How is it that they may want to talk to so-and-so, but how would I know that they want to talk to me? How does I know that they want to use my services? Why not? And a lot of times we think more about wonder if I fail, but wonder if you soar. Wonder if you soar. Wonder if you are successful. Wonder if you are walking on your purpose. Wonder if you are that wife that's on her A game. Wonder if you do have a successful marriage. Wonder if your children are working their gift. Wonder if they did call me for that international speaking engagement. Wonder if I am successful. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of being successful at our own game. We are the ones who hold ourselves back. What is the conversation that you have within yourself? And what is it that you say to yourself? What is it that you tell yourself? If your conversation when you wake up in the morning, is it what am I telling myself every day? What is it that I'm saying when I say I'm going to the next level? And a lot of times when we're around our friends, we go to empowerment sessions, we go to church, we say we're going to another level, we speaking, we declaring. Like my sister said, we naming and we claiming it. What God has for me, it is for me, and I shall reap my harvest. Okay, so what you doing to get that harvest? Have you planted your seeds? And not only have you planted your seeds, have you went and checked on your garden? Have you checked on your harvest? Have you checked? Are you watering it? When you say, I'm going to be the international speaker, what am I doing? What is it that I'm telling myself daily? Going back to being. And so as you all work through your worksheets, And then Kia said that is so true. The mind is so powerful. You don't believe the things about yourself. You become your biggest barrier. Yes, we become our biggest barriers. There were so many times, and I can think about whenever I came into ministry, and I was like, first of all, you all can tell I have a very southern accent. I can't help it. And so it's who I am. And it kept me back a lot because I felt like, okay, like I know some things that he has for me to do, but I was so fearful, number one, to talk to people. I was fearful to get in front of people. I have this country slang. Nobody wants to hear, sometimes you hear that word. Nobody wants to hear what you got to say. You hear those thoughts coming into your head. But one thing that I had to realize was that, number one, if he has given it to me, he's going to perfect it for me to perform it. And a lot of times we want to do because we have the goals, wherein we're not allowing ourselves to be able to do and just walk it out. And we want to have it all perfect. And we see so many people that are there, and we wonder, how did they get there? Well, sometimes they had some failures. Sometimes they had to cry. It's been times where you've had to cry to be able to get there. And, but what are you doing? And one thing that I had to learn was that everybody is not going to get me, but somebody is. I had to quit worrying about the things of what the other people were going to say. What I had to worry about and think about and embrace was what was going to be the impact. If I never opened my mouth, what was it going to cost? Not just for me, but the people that I need to impact. So Kia said that the grass was thirsty. So Kia, I need for you to get some water. And I need for you to start watering your grass and working it. Yeah, okay, that heavy South slang. Yes. And I learned to embrace it. I learned to embrace this accent, and it is what it is. And one thing about me, you get to know me, you know my heart, you know who I am, you know I'm real, you know I won't pray. So I had to realize I had to embrace all of me, flaws and all, the things I like, the things I don't like, to have it to work for me. So when you think about day 1 and day 2, and you're working through your worksheets, and I want you all to be able to come back tomorrow, because I want to hear, or inbox me, what was some of your answers from when you worked through, first of all, when you did that life assessment of where you are currently. And I will also like for you tonight, that when you log off on tonight, is all of those roadblocks that I talked about. I want you to talk about and think about and reflect upon, do a box on that's helping me, and I want you to do a category on that's hindering me. And I want you to start thinking about all of those areas. Are they helping you? Are they pushing you? And start thinking of how I can begin to turn those things around to make it work for me to get to that next level. So when you think about these things, as we close on tonight, think about those roadblocks and think about, what does next level look like for me? What does truly next level look like for me? And not just think about the small picture, but think about the complete picture. And what are some things that I need to release? What are some things that I need to let go? And what are some things I need to hold on to with all my might? Because the fact of the matter is that for us to be able to go to the next level, we have to get uncomfortable. Like, you all see my beautiful couch here. I love this couch, y'all. It's so comfortable. This is my work couch now. This is my room where I do most of my work. But now my other couch downstairs is really my comfortable couch. Now, if I get down there, I might not be able to finish this live because it's very, very, very comfortable. And I love to go to sleep on that couch. But if I go sit on my chair, it's not as comfortable. So I tend to not stay there long because it's not as comfortable. Think about certain situations in your life that has become uncomfortable. Think about your job that has become uncomfortable because maybe the pay, maybe the boss has not been treating you right, maybe the situation is not good. So now you're looking for another job. Think about the relationships that you have been in that made you uncomfortable. A lot of times we look at situations and we feel like they're coming against us, but a lot of times we won't move unless it becomes uncomfortable. Unless that job becomes unsteady, unless that relationship is no longer working for us, unless you're sitting in a chair that's not comfortable, you lay down on that hard bed and that bed is hard, we want to get up out of that bed, right? So sometimes situations become uncomfortable to cause us to move. So my question for you that I'm going to leave with you all on tonight is, think about, are you ready to get uncomfortable? Because going to that next level, being that international speaker, going to that, going to work and helping to push women to that next level, being what they call for them to be, going to work, my vision, going to have this job that I already want and getting that interview or, working and having my family is going to cause me to be uncomfortable. It's going to cause me to be out of my comfort zone. But am I ready? Are you ready to get uncomfortable? Are you ready to walk it out and do whatever it takes by any means necessary to get to the next level? So I hope that you all enjoyed tonight. Are there any last comments or questions before we close on tonight? So Giovanni said, "Whoa, you talking to me?" Yes, I love that. I love it. Valerie said, "Me too. It's time to level up." Listen, y'all, it's time out for us to say we're going to another level, but we need to go. It's time to take on. And the main thing is that I want us to get to a point where we are, she says, I am ready. Walk it out. Yes, Valerie, walk it out. Yes, walk it out. I'm so excited for you all with these comments. And I can't wait that as you all are working through, the activities, that it makes you begin to kind of think. And then on tomorrow, I'm going to talk a little more, and we're going to go into a little more in depth of, okay, so Michelle, you give me all of this. So how is it that I can begin to take that step? And I promise you, it's not easy to get uncomfortable. It's not easy. But one thing that I do know too is, even in the uneasiness, it's still the greatest thing. Even in the uneasiness, you'll be able to see some things about you. Even in the uneasiness, and you feel uncomfortable, you still, it's still the greatest joy to be able to get there. And I can't wait to see how you all start advancing. Valerie says, you have opened up a whole new dimension for me. Yes, girl. Yes. Awesome. I love that. Love it. Yes. Okay, so is there anything else, ladies, that you all have? So you all are ready to level up. There's some women in here that's ready to level up. Listen, y'all are ready to get it. I'm happy to hear this. So I can't wait to hear these testimonies that's gonna come forth. And I'm remembering some of these things here. And some of my friends will tell you that's in this group that I do remember, and I will follow up with you. Yes, I will. Yes, thank you all so much. Rhoda said she's ready to level up. Yes, yes, yes. And I had my song that I was gonna do level up, but y'all don't want to see me dance yet, right? Giovanna said, I'm ready to level up. Yes, yes, yes. It's time. It's time. It's time. Well, you all have a great, 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 great evening. And tomorrow I'll be here at the same time. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a private message. I'll be sending a replay out tonight for those who's had the email as well. So anything, feel free to send me a message. Like I said, I'm open to you all this week to pick my brain. So I'll be here until Wednesday. I'm here, so use me, okay? You all have a good evening.